I'm going to call this meeting to order. This is the personnel meeting. My name is Raven Rios-Barrias, and on the call here we have Maria Impa. Is that how you say it?
Just Imp.
Imp. Okay. And then we have Judith, and I don't see your last name. Qualls, right?
Well, it's Kalaki. It's fine.
Williams Kalaki. All right. Thank you. All right. So the first piece of item that we have on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the February 10th meeting of this year. And so we can take a look at those.
I took them directly from, obviously, but.
Would you guys like me to share screen, or you guys are looking at it?
No.
Okay.
Do you have it, Judy? Well, then I move that we accept the minutes from the February 10th Personnel Committee meeting.
Okay. Can I second it? Can I second?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right. So that's done. Okay.
Oh,
So
you have to call for a vote to approve.
oh, so can we have a vote for approval? I'll say aye or abstain.
Aye.
No? Aye. Okay.
Aye. Oh,
All right.
Judy's muted. Judy, I don't know if you can. I don't know if it matters. I don't know if it matters, but.
I wonder if she lost us.
No, I was on mute. What I was gonna say is I'm gonna abstain because I wasn't there, so I don't know if they're accurate.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I will mark that. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So our next order of business is to talk about the three items she has on there. So the first one under A is discussion of potential personnel strategies for 2022 and beyond. That's new to me. I didn't know she was asking for that.
So Jennifer, Jennifer was planning on being at this meeting tonight, and because of that, I told her she could handle this part of the agenda. That's why she was going to be here, and something came up for her today and couldn't be here, and it was everything to me. But so I would, if I'm able to, I would like to move that we table this discussion until our next meeting.
Okay. I didn't know if that had to do with, last year when we came out with a timeline of when we get things done, it has nothing to do with that. Last year when we came out with a timeline of when we get things done, it has nothing to do with that.
It does not. It's more to do with budget and personnel strategies for our budget.
For the library. Okay. All right. So I second, or I
made the motion to table.
Okay. So then I second the motion.
All in favor?
Oh, sorry. All in favor, say aye or say
right, because we're being
aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Okay. The next item on the agenda is we're going to review and update the yearly evaluation forms, and then decide on the time frame for distribution. So when I look back at our time frame for distribution, we were planning to have them distributed in November, and then had a deadline of December 1st, which is what we did last year. And then I did ask Jennifer for a copy of her goals and accomplishments this year. And so she said she will get me that by December 1st too. And so we'll have that information. So I'm going to share screen so you guys can see what I'm seeing. So 1 second. So this was the items from last year, and I just made a copy of them. And so we can go through the questions and see, are those still appropriate? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
before we do this,
yes,
I thought I had some vague memory about something that we were going in the process. Did anybody go back and look at the notes to see when we approved like her evaluation? I thought there was something in the process that we were going to change, like in terms of providing information.
I'm going to form over so you guys can see it. Can you see that?
Yeah, I guess that last meeting we had, Judy, in February, we came up with this timeline.
Okay, maybe that was it. Maybe I know I inadvertently forgot about that meeting. Sorry.
No,
So,
no,
okay.
I remember it was a timing thing.
We forgot about that meeting. Sorry.
No,
So,
no,
okay.
I remember it was a timing thing. You had like an incorrect time. It was not like.
Yeah. Okay, so we already did that. Okay, good. Okay, good,
Yeah.
good.
We put together a timeline so we could keep ourselves on track, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. I'm gonna move that out the way. Okay. So, and you guys said before you've got her responsibilities and stuff. Do we need to look at that or fine?
Can I I guess discuss that later?
Sure. Yep.
Later.
Sure. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. We'll stick to the agenda.
I don't think anything based on that. I don't think anything needs to change for this evaluation this year.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so this was the evaluation form that we had last year. And so we're just going to go through and see if any of these are appropriate or we need to change them. Okay. So the first one was about the budget. And I have to click on it to get more. And so actually, I'm going to move that screen and then I'm going to put a different screen up so you can see the PDF of it. So once on it and change it as you guys keep going.
Oh, okay.
So 1 second. Okay, so now you can see the questions.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And so I'm going to move something back over here so it's in front of me so I can change it. So this is the first one. And again, this is the Board of Trustees questions. Are we still good with those or do you guys want to change anything?
Year's process, that third one there, do we want to change the wording to maybe works and communicates effectively? Do you see it that under budget, it's like just the last one, works effectively with appropriate official?
I'm okay with that. Are you okay with that, Judy?
It's that under budget, it's like just the last one, works effectively with appropriate official.
I'm okay with that. Are you okay with that, Judy?
Or we can leave it. It's not. You're still.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Sorry, I'm on mute because my kids keep coming back in and. No.
Okay, no problem.
Sorry about that. So if I don't answer right away, it's just that I'm trying to find the unmute button on my phone.
Got it. Okay, so we're okay with item number 1. So we'll move down to item number 2, or that was just comments. And so the next questions were on policy implementation and recommendation. And recommendation.
I'm okay with those.
Okay. And Judy, you?
Yeah, I think these are fine.
Okay. The next one here. Our interaction with the board. And then her short and long range planning.
I'm okay.
The only question I have is, are 2 and 3 sort of duplicative?
I'm okay.
The only question I have is, are 2 and 3 sort of duplicative? Right, and changing circumstances would seem to be reflected within priorities. I'm just wondering if there's ways to like shorten this and if that's really duplicative. I'm not sure like if I would be able to provide a different example for both of those questions, or if it will be the same circumstances.
Or if we just eliminate the third one and
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm wondering. We should just eliminate that one.
Okay.
I'm wondering if the reason we added number 3 or whatever was because of COVID, changing circumstances. That would be a guess. So I don't know. That's my guess. Last year because of COVID, and I'm wondering if that was one of them. And so I don't know if that's going forward can be assumed, you know, in that second one, develops, implements, and updates consistent with priorities.
I think last year was a special year because changes.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm okay deleting it because the second one at least addresses the library board priorities.
Right.
So we're okay deleting that one? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine deleting it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna remove it.
I'm fine deleting it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna remove it. And then I'll move down to maintenance and construction of physical plant.
So knowing that we have this new, I don't know how many, this capital plan with the city, do we need to add one to this one or work it into one of these two that are here about working with the city to make sure that the items outlined in the citywide capital plan are being addressed? Or if you guys don't think that's necessary in this part, we don't have to add it, but I'm wondering or is it?
Do you want to come back and finish the thing and see if that was addressed somewhere else?
Sure.
Okay, all right. Judy, are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, all right. Professional development.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yep.
And community development.
Yep.
I feel like this year was hard for her to do a lot of these, so.
I'm 13. I don't like the below mean. I mean, people like that's just like so weird of language, like so odd of language. Couldn't we just say director identifies areas within Franklin which are underutilized or something like that? Like below mean, are people gonna know what we're talking about there? And what
it's awkwardly said there.
Yeah.
And this is really only going to the board, correct? This is the board's questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So director identifies areas within.
But like I would know like what below mean. I just think it's odd. I don't know. I guess my recommendation would be saying director identifies underutilized areas within Franklin regarding library usage and opportunities.
Okay.
Or why would we just say director identifies efforts to expand outreach and services?
Efforts to
expand outreach and services. I just think we can make it a lot shorter.
I like that because it's a little more open to not just identify efforts to, specific areas to expand usage. Yeah.
Okay. And then programming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Judy,
I
you
think that's
good?
fine. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay. And then crisis management.
I think that
Things that
that's fine.
keep changing.
Yeah.
And then the last one is to give, free comments of what you want to do. Okay, so I'm going to go back up to the one.
the maintenance one. That you know, unfortunately, that's going to be a huge, it could turn into a huge issue for us if the city, you know, says they're going to take on certain things and then doesn't, or starts asking the library board to approve things, you know, that kind of thing. So I think we need to have an area where we can assess her response. And
isn't there an earlier question though that talks about like her interaction with the city?
Well, let's see. Would that be on the community? Yeah. Let's go back up a little bit. There was something about
this one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay. Appraises boards of decisions and which might affect relationships.
But is that going to get to the building one? I mean, I don't know. The building one, if you go back down to it, I guess we could add something which says effectively manages relationship with the city relating to building grounds. I mean, what are we asking her to do? What are we evaluating her on? And I'm a little concerned about adding it this year without having told her this is going to be something we're going to be evaluating you on.
Well, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Also, okay. And I think that's, you know, yeah, to your point, Judy, that second one, efforts to properly maintain the library would include working with the city.
Yeah, I mean, I would be inclined to like leave it as it is this year, but then in one of her long-term goals, specifically put her on notice to do is to effectively work with the city on these building plans.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. Yep.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to close this one and open up the other one. 1 second. Okay. So this is the staff one.
Okay.
Is there a way to make that bigger? Oh, sure. I got it. Forget it. I was bigger. Okay.
Okay. I can make it bigger too, though.
No, it's fine. I was able to figure it out.
All right.
I think that's fine. Not really, you know, I know we did our best with looking at the previous staff evaluations. So, yeah.
Though user needs, wants are determined ongoing. Isn't it are determined on an ongoing basis? Like the grammar doesn't seem right in the first question there.
Right. That would be fine too. Do you see that, Ravian? What she's
Yeah. Just need to move to that part. And then in our translated into acquisitions and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's just changing that ongoing language. It just looks a little odd.
Okay. So I have user needs / wants are determined on an ongoing basis, and then blocks are determined on an ongoing basis, and then blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. All right. Next one. I think this was really similar to the other one.
Yep, that was the same as ours. I'm okay with that.
Okay. And then utilization.
Like those seem to be like two different
Yeah.
issues.
I read that too. I know we were trying to keep each section to just 2 or 3 items, and maybe that's why they were combined at some point, but staffing, okay.
It's easy enough to add, so.
Yeah, I would be okay breaking that one out.
Okay, 1 second. Okay. And then the community development, it was the same, except on the last one, we wanted the wording changed. So I'm just going to that last one to change it.
You'll change that wording also.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Identifies areas to expand outreach and services. Okay. Programming.
That was the same as ours, yeah.
And I think the crisis management was the same too.
Yeah. That was the same as ours, yeah.
And I think the crisis management was the same too.
Yeah. Okay.
And then an area for them to add more. Okay. So let me just make sure those saved. Okay. All right. So do I need to say we're approving this to move
We
forward?
just updated. I don't think it's an action thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we need to have an action item on it.
No.
Or is that the idea? We present it to the board so that everybody can confirm they're fine with the format, and then we have the board completed. Is that how we did it in the past, or is that what the?
No. So last year we just sent it out to them because we thought because we felt like the finance committee and the other committees don't run.
I think that's fine. So I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think this board has moved more towards letting the committees do their work and then the board not needing to approve all of this. So
yeah, so I think that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
But I don't think we need to approve it. I don't think we need to vote on approving it.
No,
we just went through every piece together. All right, sounds good. Okay, so the next item on the agenda is Library Board President to give her report from the city meeting.
Well, I will be honest with you. I was confused by this agenda item, and unfortunately, I opened this up right before the meeting tonight. I wasn't exactly sure because there was a lot going on this past month with the budget, and we were trying to set this meeting at the same time. So I think Jennifer and I got a little confused about in our communications. But as long as I'm on with you guys regarding the personnel committee, I'm not sure which city meeting she's meaning. I guess that's where my problem is. I have been trying to reach Dana from the city, and she has not returned my calls. And so I need to continue just to try to reach out to her. The one item I need to ask her is, I think there is still going to be one more year for Jennifer of that market value increase. If you guys recall, bringing her up to the level of other I think this might be the final year for her, and I'm not sure how that affects the other staff members. So that's one thing I have, like I said, I've been trying to reach her and have not been able to. I hope to have an answer by the next board meeting. The second thing is that the timeline for raises has changed. They used to go into effect like May or June or July. Raises are now in effect starting January 1st. And so this coming year it's going to affect our budget because I don't know, it just is going to make everything look weird because we did raises in like May or June, and now in January there's going to be a whole nother set of raises. But from now on it's going to be a January 1st system.
Wait a minute. Did Jennifer account for that when
I think she knew about it. That's why.
Oh my God.
Right.
That is huge.
I know. So, but it is in, I mean, it's reflected in, you know, if you look at the city's budget and the mayor's recommended budget, all the numbers, you know, if you look at the city's budget and the mayor's recommended budget, all the numbers there are still look right. We would have to really sit down and look at the budget, which I don't have in front of me, but just going forward, that's how things are going to happen. And so for our which we just came up with last year, we will probably have to adjust. And it's, I guess it's not really on our agenda for tonight, so I don't feel comfortable doing that. But I think we're going to have to take a look at that timeline and just shift it back a little bit, because it should be completed by in time for, you know.
So Maria, not to interrupt you, but did you see what I just put up? This is something she sent me, the staffing.
And I have it also, yeah, I have it also here, but.
The staffing budgets. And so I don't know if that helps you to start to think about that too.
Yeah, and I don't understand how this all looks and how it translates all the time. So that's another reason why I have been trying to get hold of Dana at the city. So like I said, I will continue to do that, but just so we know, I think 2022 and again, I think this was something Jennifer was going to be talking about at the beginning of our meeting, which we tabled. So I had suggested to her, maybe if we meet with her or set another personnel committee meeting, if you guys are able, right before this month, just for a half hour ahead of time, so she can cover some of this stuff, because Dana at the city also suggested some very good strategies going forward in the future for some of our personnel and payroll budget items. So, and I don't know enough of those details to share with you guys, so I will let her cover that. But so anyways, I think, let's see, those were the three things that I was gonna library president report from the city meeting. So yeah.
So before we discuss the next item of future meetings and stuff like that,
right,
I asked her to give me her accomplishments this year.
Yes.
Well, last year we asked for her accomplishments in her this year.
Yes.
Well, last year we asked for her accomplishments and her goals for next year. But I remember a conversation where we said until we actually meet with her, she doesn't know what goals she has to have, and then she has to update the goals. Is that correct? Right. So I should only ask for the accomplishments, right? She doesn't need to create goals. Because I was looking at what she gave us last year. She gave them both, and then she had to go back and update them.
Right. Well, I do remember that, and I guess I don't know. I guess I feel like there probably are things that she may have as goals that we maybe just don't know about, especially opportunity to present those to us at that time. I would be okay with that.
Okay. So I will clarify to her.
Yeah, should she provide us with her proposed goals? They might not be the final ones, but at least what she's thinking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was getting at, maybe.
That we need her proposed goals, because eventually she'll change it too, but that's fine. Okay. So as far as meetings, normally what we've done is we sent these out, and by December 1st, we've made the deadline for them to back to us, which I think is reasonable. I think I can get this all set up and sent out to everyone by the end of the week. So I think that's almost 2 weeks people can work on them.
Absolutely.
And then we, as a group, we usually looked at those together in December before the December meeting. Looked at those together in December before the December meeting. Then at that meeting, we talked about the evaluations and then her compensation. And so that was what we had on the list that we would talk about. And then in January, we would meet with her to discuss what was on the evaluations, and then she updates her goals for the year. So as far as meetings for us, I hear you that you want a meeting before the.
Well, I guess there are some, you know, and I guess it doesn't have to, it's not going to affect her, you know, and I guess it doesn't have to, it's not going to affect her evaluation. So it doesn't have to happen soon. But I think there are some serious budget things going forward past 2022. And we need to hear this information that she received from the city regarding our personnel. So I don't know if we wanted to do that now or wait till the whole evaluation process is done. Also, we had wanted to this year, I thought, if I remember correctly, wanted her to work on updating her job description, which she did not get done. And the last time the job description was updated was in 2012. So
that one that she sent me tonight is not an updated job description?
Well, I mean, it's updated. It was last updated 2012. That's, and she knows it, but because
I asked her for the updated one, so she still sent me what she had from last year or from years ago.
I think this is the updated one. She never updated it like this year.
I thought we asked her to do that this summer. Am I not? And so she still sent the same thing that was still
because
old.
She didn't get it done. So that's a whole nother project. that's like outside of the evaluation process. That's why we had asked her to do it over the summer, because we didn't want it done at the same time we're supposed to be evaluating her. You know, so I think that's information we need evaluating her. You know, so I think that's information we need well before the evaluation process starts. So I don't know how you guys feel about moving some of that stuff to a separate meeting after this evaluation process is done, and just going on what we have. Budget items with personnel isn't really an evaluation issue. That's, yes, it's personnel committee related, but it's not an evaluation issue.
Can all this stuff happen at our meeting in December and not have several meetings, or we need several meetings?
Well, I guess it depends. I mean, if we're to want to look at a job description and have her give us the strategies that the city gave her for, you know, improving our budget going forward. It's up to you guys. I'm okay with it.
My preference is to have one meeting. It's hard for me to have several meetings on the books for this. It's hard for me to have several meetings on the books for this.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I suggested if we wanted to add it on, you know, some of this prior to our regular board meeting nights, if you would prefer that to tackle some of these other things. Otherwise, I'm okay just plowing through it all on one night.
I'm okay doing that. I also think like if she gave us the job description ahead of time, and I can send you guys the evaluations ahead of time, we look at that stuff before we meet. And so that way people can bring up, you know, already mark down the areas that they want to, you know, talk about, instead of feeling like you have to look at every piece.
Right. I will be honest with you. I'm not sure she can. I'm not sure if you tell her she's got to have this done in 2 or 3 weeks, if that's real doable. But I also don't know. Maybe it'll be closer to 3 to 4 weeks by the time we meet again, if you get those evaluations back.
If I get them back in December, I'll have to. I'm telling you, I'm not going to reorganize them anytime until that following week, because I'll be out of town.
Right. Yeah.
So then, hopefully,
well,
you can give it to us by.
I would say let's ask her to do it, because what do you think, Judy?
I think she should get it done. We gave her a deadline and she
Okay.
hasn't met it and we need it.
Right, okay. Well, then let's ask her to do that by our January meeting. I mean, December meeting, sorry.
And she also has a copy of the process too, of the yearly, like a copy of the process too, of the yearly library direct evaluation process. So on there it says,
Yep.
you know, she was going to do update in July. And then it also says about her goals and accomplishments. Deadline was December 1st on there. And so I'm sure she's got a lot of things she's looking at, and she probably got that
Right, well,
timeline process.
okay.
So as far as a meeting, I probably wouldn't be available until the week of the 13th. And I don't know if that works for you guys.
I'm pretty
It's
open
basically-
in the evenings, yeah, so.
It's basically the let's see.
I could do that week, the week of the 13th. I could do the 13th or the 15th.
I
Those
can
two are
do
good nights for me also.
the 13th right now is a better day.
Is it what?
Is the better day for me is the 13th.
Okay,
Can we do 5 o'clock again? Does that work for everyone?
sure.
Yeah, it's fine for me.
And then I'll send
December 13th, 5 p.m. Okay.
what we, so hold on. Agenda, because I'll let Jennifer know too and
Okay.
create the Zoom for it. So the evaluations, her job description update.
And then the business item from today that was tabled, business item A,
Okay,
business item A.
okay.
We'll need to go into closed session for that. She should know that though.
Closed session for A,
For
all of it, right? Right.
No, I mean, we'll need her to give us, to hopefully attend that meeting and give us that. So maybe going into closed session could, or discussing the evaluations could be the final thing on the agenda,
Okay,
or the under business. So she can come and give us the information, and then if she needs to go or whatever. Well, we go into closed session anyway.
okay,
To go or whatever. Well, we go into closed session anyway.
okay. All right. Were we gonna discuss her? Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, looked like there was an error on the screen, sorry.
Oh.
1 second, stop sharing. Now I can see you guys. There's some weird. Are we gonna have another item on the agenda about her her goals too, to talk about it? Because by then we should have gotten it from her. Or we don't need to, since we'll be talking about it with the.
I think
18.
last time, didn't we do it as part of her evaluation? We kind of used the evaluation feedback to set some goals. Is that how we did it?
I think so. So I'm gonna put the evaluation and goals as item number 3.
Okay.
And then hopefully she will have sent me her pieces by December 1st, and then I will still send it all to you guys as soon as I can, so you can have it and look at it before then.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else we need to bring up right now?
I don't
Okay.
think so.
So can I call the meeting to close, or we have to?
We adjourn this meeting. It's
Okay.
5:41.
Okay, and then I second it, and then
Okay.
all and present say aye or abstain or no.
Aye.
I
Aye. Okay, I'll see you guys at the regular library